Hey, Spook Junkies, what is happening? Happy Thursday! Hey, guess what? We've got a short one. Yes, 9 minutes. Oh, we haven't had one of those for a while. Anyway, it's by The Darkest Secret, which we haven't seen. And believe it or not, this video was uploaded on July 2019. It's only 9 minutes long. So I'm surprised it hasn't popped up in my feed. But anyway, it's 6 strangest events caught inside churches. And we're just going to get straight on to it because that's how we're going to roll today. Get this one. Do a real quick one. Anyway, but did you know that when you fall in love, you lose 2 of your closest friends? I have lost a ton of my friends. Oh gosh, yes. But they were all like partiers and people that just, my partying days were over. So as soon as that was over, my friends were gone. But I still kept one good friend, Dennis, who is my best friend since, grade school. And to this day, we still communicate. Not as much as we used to, but, we still talk to each other. Anyway, let me know. Do you guys still have your closest friends? Do you still have your very close best friend? Anyway, let's just get straight on to it. Okay, I already told you the title, so let's just do it.
Churches, a sacred place for many faithful Catholics. Inside, the respect and silence are vital elements for those who visit, but nevertheless, maybe because of its high spiritual concentration or mere coincidence, things happen here that would be hard to see anywhere else. Strange interruptions that would make you doubt. Prepare yourself for the #1 video, since I will show you something from the Vatican.
That guy creeps me out. I don't know about you guys, but the Pope's always creeped me out.
That surely you would not believe. My name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret.
Cool logo.
Today we present the 6 strangest events taped inside churches. The Darkest Secret, in association with Breakman Company, look to give you the most terrifying and realistic videos that exist on the internet. If you know or possess material you would like to share, send it to our email.
Almost like a female Sir Spooks.
Message us directly to our Facebook page, and subscribe to see more content like this. Without more,
sorry, I do not like Facebook.
Let's begin. Number 6. In spite of many places it being forbidden to take cameras, inside churches to tape is very normal. Overall, when you visit a popular church of another country, the architecture of these places and the recognized by
look at that stained glass.
Exactly
oh my
what
gosh.
This man recorded on this video.
It's
Years
beautiful.
passed until a user with a lot of time on YouTube noticed that this recording had captured more than just the architecture of this place. What I am about to show you is very subtle. The only way to see it is by applying a considerable amount of filters over it. In the moment that a man records the organ of the church, when something ethereal passes through, without filters, it's impossible to see.
I thought I saw something. Oh, okay. Right there. See, it dropped off.
It's completely dismissed as a shadow or as a distortion in the pixels.
It's not a distortion in the pixels. I saw it. You can see it go across that little, I guess the organ? Is that what that is? Go across there, and then as it gets to the end where that little, I don't know what that is at the very end, but it drops off. You can see it drop off.
Do you think it can be? Number 5.
I don't know. Right there. Dropped off.
If you have ever immersed yourself in a discussion with someone who believes in God, it's probable they've told you to speak to a priest or preacher, of whom the spiritual man close to God will open your eyes. For many believe...
Okay, all right.
Believers, the priests are almost sacred people, and how can they
Okay, now look. Now, I know they're supposed to be the man in the cloth and stuff like that, but not all not saying that all of them are like this. But not all, just you're still a man. You are still physically a man, right? You can't hold priests up to this like godly level, sacred being because, well, heck, you just listen to the news every day. Not so much now, but back in the day, not even what, a few years back, these priests were in the news all the time for inappropriate, behavior.
not be if they dedicate their whole lives to their religion? But nevertheless, what you will see in this video, an unfortunate incident, lets you see that including the most sacred are simply men, and on this occasion, men quite perverted. This video was captured in the middle of Mass by one of the parishioners seated in the front row. In it, you can see the priest preaching in Mass filled with witnesses, when suddenly, the movement in his hands leaves us to easily conclude that he was touching himself. There are those that say he was playing with his hands.
Oh, what? What? I don't know about that. I mean, unless his pecker is on his belly. He's been doing something with his hands, though.
That no one could be that perverted to do such a thing.
Or
in Mass.
just some sort of
Worse
weird
things
shadow.
happen,
I don't know. The fabric's moving.
Number 4.
I don't know.
The film you will see in this next post is quite strange for different reasons, and the theory that can be made out makes sense. For some context, this is a VHS recording of a Mexican wedding. The person that was
VHS. How many of you guys remember VHS? Let me know in the comments. If you know what that means.
Was focused on all the guests that seemed interesting, like this boy. But in a moment,
that was me in
manages
church.
to tape something strange in the background. Seems like an object covered in the last seat. When the cameraman gets closer, the child moves his head. We can observe that it was about a person. When applying the light effect, we can observe that it appears to be the emaciated face of a person covered by a veil.
That's creepy.
There are those that believe it's about a bride that had died tragically in a car accident after she was married, right after leaving this same church.
Even the face is like really long and kind of drawn out, dark hollow eyes. Obviously, these people aren't empaths. None of them. I don't know. I know my wife would sense that. I would probably sense that if I was sitting in front of that thing. Oh my gosh.
There are other people that believe that it was a guest to the wedding that simply wore a white veil. The strangest thing is that the cameraman was focused on all the guests. He didn't intentionally focus on the strange woman with the veil. He noticed her after the take. Number 3.
That's creepy.
No one knows the origin of this video, nor its location of the church where it was filmed. It's about a wedding like any other, one of the most important moments of people's lives, where one wants everything perfect.
What the hell? What?
What will happen here will have this wedding turn to a complete sense of darkness.
What in the world? What's going on with this person? Well, this guy missing part of its face. Now that's a human being. That's not no ghost, demon, or whatever. I mean, it's solid. Weird. Probably has some sort of something tragic happened to her. I wouldn't call it dark, though. This is just trying to get It's just trying to get attention, is what it seemed to me.
What just happened? Who was this person? Why did it look like half of its face was missing?
It's not
why
it,
weren't
it's a
any
human
of the
being.
guests surprised? Regretfully, the appearance of this mysterious person will be more than the beginning of bad luck for a lot of people at the ceremony. Number 2. Perhaps you already know the story of Jim Jones' cult.
Oh my gosh. Not this psycho. Oh gosh. I'm hoping most of you guys know who Jim Jones and the massacre was all about. There's plenty of videos on it. But this guy was one sick puppy. And pisses me off that he's wearing like Elvis Presley type glasses. You know, Elvis Presley would turn over in his grave.
As a cult of the village. In a summarized form, this individual used religion to mix his radical ideas of socialism.
Yeah.
A dangerous mix that served to attract hundreds of believers that felt completely
Thousands.
astonished by his gift for the word. The people that followed him began a species of admiration that transformed into fanatism and much later devotion. This way, this man at the end of his days convinced or more
Look at that. Look at that.
900 people to take their lives inside the walls of this religious cult.
Now that is excuse me. That is wrong. Okay? Yes, 900 people did take their lives. You see all those bodies. It's horrible. Horrible time in history. But what you have to realize is that towards the end, I believe it was the governor or the senator or something like that went there and he was murdered. He was trying to free a lot of these people. A lot of these people wanted to get off that island, but it just never happened. And when it came down to the final day where Jim Jones knew that, hey, it was over, his so-called congregation, he had basically almost like a military kind of a backup behind him, you know, his own that he created himself. And he murdered these people. A lot of these people wanted to leave. And he downright made them drink the Kool-Aid, literally. Horrible, horrible. You know that guy is burning somewhere.
He then led a massive suicide, the biggest one in history.
No.
But we are not here to describe this event, if not rather to discuss footage that was recorded in one of his ceremonies where it's clearly seen that his believers are not the only ones visiting that place.
Yeah, if you've got the stomach for it, look up this guy and what he was all about.
Some strangers and terrifying,
look at
sparkling eyes appear in the scene. Many believe it's about the famous shadow men or demons that fed off this true intention.
Never saw that in any footage.
Creature. Some people that were able to escape the massive suicide assure that they felt attracted by the cult in a form that they could not understand. Maybe these strange forms
brainwashing.
have something to do
That's what
with
it is. Well,
Number one.
Shadow demon people there. I wouldn't doubt it. Man.
What lies in this post didn't happen in a church in reality, but in one of the main rooms of the Vatican. Here, the present Pope sits to give
This guy creeps me out. I gotta be honest. Look at that. No surprises here. That does not surprise me not one bit. Man, that's creepy.
Not have anything wrong. But if you are religious, the appearance of this has left all stunned of whom have seen it. It's about the resurrection throne, an enormous sculpture that is behind the chair of the Pope,
my Lord,
where he
look at
gives
that
his
thing.
conferences. It represents Christ's resurrection emerging from the sea of chaos. But nevertheless, it's very sad and morbid. With the naked eye and without knowing its story, it appears as if the Pope is sitting at the doors of hell. But that is not all. Since the true strange event of this
Imagine the man hours that it took to make that thing. Oh my God.
Sculpture comes next.
Monstrosity there.
If you reflect the image about halfway, the sculpture takes an incredible form, and if you cross a couple of obvious lines, you form this. What you clearly see like Satan's face. And if you take it to another extreme and turn it over, you can even see the star of 5 points, something far-fetched.
See, this is the one thing I don't like. I don't like when they have to flip things over, reflect things, and it just you can make anything out of anything when you start doing stuff like that. I mean, the thing alone is pretty darn creepy. What do you think? Isn't it creepy just by itself? I mean, then you got to try to read into it and do all this crazy stuff.
But allows me to say that the coincidences are abysmal. But since this channel is not about conspiracies, nor dedicates to criticize the church, I will leave the conclusion up to you in the comments of the video. Hope you liked this video because this video has come to its end.
Oh, well, that was quick. See, I told you it was going to be quick.
And this was The Darkest Secret.
All right. Hopefully it won't go to a black screen. Please, no black screen. Ah, there you go. Awesome. Way to go. Anyway. Okay, well, I'm going to cut it short. Like I said, that was my promise. Anyway, what do you guys think of this video? What's the one that stood out the most for you guys? Which one freaked you out the most? For me, well, besides the Pope, was that lady apparition behind the, those people that obviously didn't feel or know that that thing was behind them. But anyway, that's it. Love you guys, and God bless.